Yeah, what's good, y'all? This is probably the third video hopefully you're watching today. Maybe it's the first, but it's probably one of three. I figured that these were the three biggest talking points going into Series 5. We already did a Series 5 kind of recap. We already did a Theme Diamonds kind of little recap, Theme Diamonds 2.0. This one we're going to talk about Dickerson, Eric Dickerson, and what's going to go on with him and what we might be able to expect going into Series 5, coming out of Series 5, going forward, and seeing what we can do to kind of maybe make the most of the situation that might be good for some of y'all, that might be bad for some of y'all. I mean, I understand Dickerson was a hugely popular running back in Madden 20 Ultimate Team. A lot due in part to his superstar ability, his X Factor, which seems to be getting nerfed, and he's probably will be getting nerfed too as a player. His stats, some of the abilities he has might be getting knocked down. So in turn, EA is going to be able to help some of y'all out and maybe do some exchanges for that. But we'll get into that soon. Right now, I'm just going to say, if you're not subscribed and you're here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me along in this journey. You can also check me out here on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram, all the social medias. I'm going to be all over there. I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff, trying to show some graphics, trying to talk to y'all a little bit about what's going on. So don't be afraid to hit me up and see what's up. Also, like goal, if we're hitting 20 on any of these videos, or all of these videos really, that I'm releasing today, I'm gonna open a bundle on stream, man. So let's get it up. 20 likes, at least 20 likes, right? If we get more, maybe the ripping goes higher. But for now, let's just set it there and let's get right into this Eric Dickerson nerfing. I don't know. Let's see. So here's a new exchange set that's coming to Series 5. There's two new ones here. You see where Team Captain Exchange, Rookie Master Exchange, Josh Allen. There's going to be Eric Dickerson Exchange, Eric Dickerson Exchange, Nat. Long story short, EA is nerfing the Dickerson card. They did some tests. They did some whatever competitive tests. Maybe they saw what happened in the Madden Challenge series with the run meta, and they decided to kind of nerf Eric Dickerson. What they did basically is his ability was basically you had to tackle him for a loss, I believe it was, and he lost his ability, his NFL 100 ability, those abilities that are automatically engaged once you start the game, similar to what Randy Moss gets with the Moss 500 or 100, whatever it is. What I think they did was, and what I believe they did was, they checked it out and they figured out, yeah, Dickerson's probably unstoppable for the most part, unless you kind of bring the house and bring him down, and we have to fix this. It just wasn't playable most times. I mean, I knew that I was getting in the games and Dickerson was a monster. It was impossible to stop him. So basically what they're doing is, you're gonna have your Dickerson nerfed. His abilities probably aren't gonna be as good. His stats might be decreased, but what I know for certain is they're basically taking his, they're limiting how long his NFL ability is going to be on for. Instead of being on until you attack him for a loss, it's going to be on for 5 plays. So that means basically once you run him through 5 plays, that's it. His ability's gone, and he has to do certain things to reactivate it. So that's what they're doing to fix it. I guess it's cool to balance it out like that, but what they're doing, in case you don't want it, is they're giving you an Eric Dickerson exchange set. Basically what you're gonna do, take your Eric Dickerson, obviously take all the chems and stuff off of him, throw him in one of these 2 sets. If you have the Nat, throw him in the Nat. If you have the regular Eric Dickerson, throw him in that. If you don't want to use this Dickerson anymore, and you want to get a Randy Moss, and you want to get another NFL 100 Centennial, you can pick any of them, right? So it's like you're getting that NFL 100 selection all over again if you don't want this Dickerson now after the nerf. I think that's awesome. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing that for everybody who has this card. I think it's probably the right thing to do. I'm you know, whatever, cry about Dickerson getting his abilities nerfed or whatever. Who am I to cry about it? So what does that mean for the market? What does that mean going forward? What does that mean right now? It means a couple things, right? People are already aware that Eric Dickerson's card is going to be able to be exchanged. That means people are going to be able to get other NFL 100 cards, which means stuff like cards like Randy Moss you might be seeing a lot more of. You might be seeing a lot more of their quarterbacks. You might be seeing a lot of the defensive ends, the defensive line. Maybe some people don't have Lawrence Taylor. So I'm just gonna go check out and see what we got going on. Let's just go to NFL 100 and see what the prices are looking like. 84s are still down to about 11, 12. Let's just sort by running backs. Yeah, running backs are actually kind of cheap, right? So there's a Dickerson right there for 10. No, it's about the same though. That one might be an anomaly, but yeah, it's about the same prices going through. But if we go up, so now if we go up and check the running backs out, Dickerson's at 286. These other cards are kind of right there around 286. That one sold pretty quick. So let's say he's at 290. You know, would it be a bad idea to invest in him to get other possible NFL 100 cards that you could pick from? It depends, right? Because if you get him for cheap now, that Moss, and you can pick an NFL 100 Centennial, any of them, and you can get a Moss and you can sell the Moss back, would that be enough profit? If you can snipe one for 250, sell a Randy Moss, snag a Randy Moss, sell him for 330K, 350K, you're making some coin on that. That is if you have the ability to do it, right? So if we go and we check out somebody like Lawrence Taylor, I don't think that's even the right sort for him, but even Bobby Bell right here, you see he's climbing in price a little bit, because I think what people are figuring out, yeah, look at this LT. I think what people are figuring out is if you do have that Dickerson and you can put him in an exchange set, it might be good to flip it into an exchange set. Now, the risk you run is a bunch of people doing this, right? The risk you run is a bunch of people saying, oh, that could be a smart idea, because people might be looking at it now and being like, you know what? I don't need an NFL 100 card. I'd rather sell him. I'd rather take the coins. So if you can go on the market here and you can get him for under 280, and then, for example, you want to hold on to him until Series 5 comes out and that set comes out, and you want to go ahead and flip him over here, and then what you can do is you can take Dickerson and turn him into one of these players. I mean, just look at the names, right? Dion, 330K. If you can get a Rod Woodson, 300, almost 350K. So what I'm saying is, if you look and you see Dickerson here, and you're just moseying on through these filters, and you see that Dickerson card drops down to 275, 250, which it very well might in the next 24 hours or so. This card could drop low, and you could snag them up real quick, and then you can go ahead and hold on to them, wait till that new set comes out, get them for cheap, and then you can get either any card that you've wanted, right? If you did want an NFL 100 card, like if you wanted this Dion and you don't have a Dion and you want to get it, basically you'd be paying 250K for it at a cheap price. Look at the Ronnie Lott. Or you could sell it, right? Now, the only thing that I would say caution is make sure that the market doesn't crash, right? So if you're looking at these cards and it's 330, 345, whatever, to sell an ad read, and it's about that price, that's a good price to get some coin back, especially if you're buying, Dickerson for maybe 250K, 260K, you're getting, 40K profit. That's pretty damn good. The problem is if that more and more people figure it out and start doing it and start trying to get the Dickerson, or maybe even going down here, and this is where I'm going to be interested in seeing, is going down here to these cards and getting some of the cards out of their binders, out of their sets that they have been sitting on, and selling these for cheap to finish the Dickerson set for cheap as well. That's always a possibility. It's always a possibility, but it's very unlikely just because of the amount of cards that it takes to finish that NFL 100 set. And these aren't going to drop below 10,000 coins. So it's very unlikely that happens, but it's just something to keep in mind, right? It's just something that we have to kind of monitor going forward, because if the possibility is there that we can use that exchange set, even if it's once and I'm making 50,000 coins on it, I'm fine with that. I'll make 50,000 coins doing one exchange set real quick. So I think that's something that we should monitor going forward as a collective community. Just gonna go through again and make sure that everybody understands that this Dickerson card is gonna have his ability nerfed. So if we go and check out his, basically what I'm concerned about is this, right? What is gonna be the impact on his overall attributes and stats? Is he still going to be very, very playable? Is he still going to be a card that everybody's going to be able to kind of use and kind of just run into the ground? Or are they going to change some of these stuff, like his speed or his excel or his break tackle? He's a 94 overall running back, and you can see in my stats, Bo Jackson should be a better running back, but to me he is. Some people he's not, and it's unfortunate that it might make the Dickerson card a little bit worse statistically and playing, because then it just I guess takes a good card out of the game. What was supposed to be a good card, but I understand why they had to nerf it. They absolutely had to fix something with that, because that thing was just running amok all over fields, all over the place. I mean, I didn't have any too bad success. There was a couple times when he broke out big runs against me, but it wasn't anything I couldn't handle for the most part. If it did happen, I was just like, all right, screwing him out. So whatever. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much what the Eric Dickerson scenario is going to be. If you have more questions, hit me in the comments below. I feel like I might not have touched on everything. I think for the most part, all you have to know is if you have an Eric Dickerson, he's going to lose his ability after 5 plays. So it's going to be pretty much a time limit on how much you can use him, or a cap on how much you can use him, as opposed to previously when it was a tackle for a loss. I'm not too sure if they're doing anything and nerfing his abilities. I just know they're going to fix that, and I know that you're going to be able to exchange him. So it could be a good chance to make some coins if you're looking into Dickerson. And again, if you see him on the market for cheap, 250,000 coins or lower, maybe 275 or lower, and you see an NFL 100 card that you really want, or that might be kind of high in price, it might be a good idea to take him, hold on to him, buy him off the market, hold on to it, and then see what happens coming out of it. Either one of two things can happen. You can get a good NFL 100 card for relatively low price, or you can sell one and get some coin back, making some coin on kind of an exchange set that you weren't aware of before. So it's a good bonus for everybody, I think. Sorry to the Dickerson users though, but maybe it'll balance out the game more, make it a little bit more fun. But I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, do so. You know how to do it. Click the sub button. If you haven't liked the video, please do so as well. If you haven't followed me on any of these channels right here, I don't know where my hand is. Oh, yeah, right there. Any of these, do so as well. I'll check you out next time. Peace.